Part 1. Cursed Fate. Chapter 1. A Delusional Stranger at Midnight. Faye, 8 years ago. Be brave, my darling. You have faced dark times before, and you're still here now. CTO. It was 11 p.m., and I knew I was lying to myself when, in taking a break from my homework, I said I was only going to read one more chapter. I could almost hear my abandoned formulas weeping as I grabbed a book from the precarious stack beside my chair and curled up to read. But I didn't care. I longed for adventure and escape, not useless calculations. An hour later, there was no point in trying to deny it. I was absolutely lying to myself. I was not going to put this book down until it was finished. Calculus is stupid. This is far more interesting. When will I ever use calculus in real life? How about never? I was desperately devouring each word, hoping with every ounce of my being that the villain would get his redemption and begin to earn the heart of his true love. Please let him get a happy ending. Please let him get a happy ending. What could I say? I was a hopeless romantic at heart. I was so desperate for character arc redemptions that I had even taken Kylo Ren's side from the very beginning of Star Wars. The luminescent red letters on the clock on the bookshelf read 12:18 a.m. I glanced at how many pages remained. I was on page 300, but there were still 250 pages left. I refused to do math after midnight. It was just the excuse I needed to justify finishing the book. My heroine was about to make a heart-wrenching decision, one that would change the fate of her world forever. Please make the right choice. Please choose the right guy. You mean the dashingly handsome, morally gray, dark-haired, scar-covered man, right? Well, duh. A loud knock echoed through the quiet house, jerking me from the complicated plot with its striking outlaw. I jumped, and the book tumbled from my fingertips, landing with a loud thud on the floor. I glared at the doorway as I chewed on my lower lip. How dare someone pull me away from my misunderstood villain? Who the crap is bothering us at this hour of the night? It's after midnight, for heaven's sake. My thoughts ran toward possibilities, and as always, they returned to Jack. I still held out hope that, against all odds, he would return to us. That is the only thing more important than my boy toy. I shivered in the cool night air and carefully picked up my book, sending it on the arm of the chair. I crept to my feet and switched off the library light, intent on avoiding detection. Ninja mode engaged. The knock sounded again as my parents' footsteps thumped down the stairs and then across the hall. I pressed myself against the wall as Dad grumbled about the late hour. Mum's quiet laugh contradicted his annoyance as they made their way toward the front door. The locks clicked back, one after the other, until finally the door creaked open. Dad's deep voice was formal and stiff, questioning whoever was on the doorstep. An unfamiliar male voice replied, his accent harsh and foreign. Who is it? I didn't dare stick my head out to see who was there. The library doorway intersected the hallway that led to the front door, and if Mum and Dad saw me, they would no doubt send me upstairs. They did their best to protect us from any information that came about Jack, until they knew for sure it held up. After all the countless times that our hopes had been raised and then dashed to pieces, they were unwilling to let us get unnecessarily hurt. My ears strained to catch what had been said. I inched forward, sliding my head out until my ear was even with the doorway. I knew it was a terrible thing to eavesdrop, but curiosity outweighed propriety, and I ignored the nagging guilt at the back of my mind. What is going on? Please let it be about Jack. Please, please say you found him. Please tell us he's coming home. At last, I caught the word I had been waiting for. Jack. My stomach plummeted and I bit my knuckle, smothering a cry of surprise. You would be a terrible spy. I didn't make a noise. I just almost made a noise. There's a difference. You'd still be a terrible spy. It had been 4 years since my brother Jack Race had run away, and 3 since the police had informed us that he was missing and presumed to be dead. The lack of a body was the last shred of hope we had that he could still be alive. I clung to that hope with fierce determination. To give it up would mean my nightmares were true. The front door closed, and I pressed myself deeper into the shadows, listening as they walked down the hallway toward Dad's office. The man's footsteps hit the floor with a decided tread, painting the image in my mind of a dashing pirate wearing tall leather boots, a dangerous sword, and a heavy cloak. Exactly the type of person who belonged inside a fantasy novel. You've been reading too many books. Impossible. No one can read too many books. At last they turned the corner and I crept from my room, abandoning my fictional crush. I crisscrossed my way across the old wood floor, avoiding the creaky floorboards and the hollow spaces as I darted across the hallway. Fear and anxiety were growing within me, attempting to silence the feeble whispers of hope. Please, please, don't say he's dead. Please don't say he's gone. They were in the study now. A sliver of light cut a path across the floor as I found a hiding place by the stairway, straining to catch their words amid the almost indecipherable rise and fall of their voices. I'll tell you what I can, the stranger was saying, but beyond that, my words are bound in silence. Is he in the witness protection program? Is he with the police? He paused, and I held my breath. I know where your son is, he stated at last. Holy crap, we're going to get Jack back. He's okay. He's alive. This man knows where he is. Mum gasped, masking the sound of my own soft cry. Shocked silence held for a moment, and I waited in suspense. I couldn't quiet my heartbeat as it thundered loudly in my ears. It's going to give me away. They'll hear me and send me to my room. How? Dad choked. Where is he? You have to tell me where he is. I have to go to get him. His voice faltered, emotion overwhelming his words. For another moment, torturous silence reigned. You cannot go where he is, the stranger replied. But you must hear me out. Ruslan, you must promise me that you will listen, and that you will let me finish. Tell me where my son is, Dad insisted. What do you know of fairy tales? The stranger asked calmly, completely ignoring Dad's command. What? Fairy tales? Is he a delusional police officer? I know they're nothing but fantasy, stories told around the fire to make children behave, Dad growled. And they have nothing to do with my son. That is where you are wrong, the stranger replied. They have everything to do with your son. Yup, definitely delusional. What? Hear me out. The commanding tone in the stranger's voice was enough to stop any further argument, at least for a moment. I don't have much time before they notice that I am missing from my post. Your son is safe, for now. It is Faye who is in danger. Oh, crap. The floor seemed to drop beneath me, and the thundering of my heart stuttered, leaving in its wake a tightening ache that threatened to plunge me under water. She has begun the sickness, the stranger said, almost gently. She sees him in her dreams. My heart stopped altogether. How could he possibly know about my nightmares? The horrors I see and the broken body within, the blood on my hands? This has nothing to do with Faye. The venom in my father's voice cut through me, transporting me back in time, back to the fights that had burned between him and Jack in the months before Jack ran away. It has everything to do with Faye, the stranger shot back just as strongly. Jack was taken, and Faye will be next. You cannot stop it. They're coming. Enough riddles, Dad roared. Jack ran away, then he disappeared. Who took Jack? The fairies, the stranger replied coldly. He's flat out crazy. There's absolutely no way he's with the police. The evidence is in front of you, the stranger pressed. All of it is real. It has simply been rewritten. Ruslan? Mum's quiet voice held a fearful edge that I hadn't heard in years. Let me take Faye. No, that's a terrible idea. Don't you dare let him take me. The stranger's voice was rushed as he urgently pressed on. Let her go, Ruslan. Get the other two out while there is still time. The longer he does not know they exist, the better their odds of survival will be. If we are lucky, I will find a way to unravel the curse before they begin the sickness. I don't care if he knows about my nightmares. Don't let me go. You are a raving madman, Dad snapped. Faye can't possibly be in danger, and she has not spoken of nightmares. She would have said so by now if such things plagued her. Guilt twisted deep within me. I loved my parents, but there were some burdens I could not trust them to bear. Jack had trusted them with his fears and his nightmares, and it had not ended well. They had rejected him, and in the end he had run away to try to protect us from the demons that had continued to haunt him. I could endure a great many things, but not the heartbreak of their denial. Safety lay in silence. Safety was within myself. No one could let me down if I did not let them hold me up. I would not destroy the fragile remains of our family, and we still hadn't picked up all the pieces Jack had left us in. I have lost one child already at the fault of my own stupidity and pride, Dad continued. I will not willingly give up another. There is no letting her go. She is my daughter, and I will protect her. Thank goodness. Strange words accosted my ears, and I could only guess, based on the anger with which the stranger spewed them, that he was cursing in some foreign tongue. I am missed, he finally snapped in English. They are looking for me, and has put you all in danger. Ruslan, please, hear me. You must hear me. Get away from here, as far and as fast as you can. Take the other two and run. Let me take Faye. I will protect her. I swear it on the gate. I'll keep her out of their grasp for as long as I can. Please, it will preserve her life, at least for a time. A father's love is strong, but you cannot shield her from this cruel destiny. Her end is inevitable. She cannot outrun her fate. They can sense her blood. The magic within it is too strong. They will come for her. Did he just say my blood was magic? Does that mean I can... Wait, did he just say they're coming for me? Who is they? There is yet hope for the other two, my son. If you are lucky, perhaps Ember and Evadne will share your mutation and not have the gift. How does he know their names? Wait, did he just call Dad his son? It must be a figure of speech. Dad's father died before he was born. Get out, Dad growled. The stranger continued, ignoring Dad's command. If they are not like you, he warned, then even hell itself cannot stop the Fae. They are out for blood, seeking the ones of the prophecy, and they will not let anything stand in their way. The Fae are out to get me? Why me? Get out, Dad bellowed. I've tolerated your lunacy long enough. You are a fool, the stranger snapped. How can my own son be such a blinded fool? Son? But his father is dead. Dad was an orphan. Oma adopted him. Shocked silence followed the stranger as he stormed from the office and slammed the door behind him. He stood heaving in the doorway, clutching his arm as if in pain. I held deathly still, hardly daring to breathe for fear he'd hear me. I examined him closely. He definitely wasn't a police officer. He wasn't even dressed in regular clothes. He's wearing a cloak and pirate boots. I was right. He looks exactly like a character from one of my books. He looked up at last, staring directly at where I was hidden within the shadows. Blonde hair was falling loose from where it had been tied back, only adding to his outlandish appearance. I pressed myself tighter against the staircase, hoping to stay out of sight. I am the wood. I am simply a railing, a lump in the darkness. You can't see me. I am invisible. His eyes were an inhuman shade of silver that almost seemed to glow like moonlight. They held me within that darkness, as if he had known I was there the entire time. Be brave, child, he said gently. Crap! He can see me. A storm is brewing and I cannot stop it. Nor can I protect you. You are at the mercy of fate now, cursed as it may be. With that, he turned and left. I felt numb as the front door slammed shut, and I stood there listening to the indecipherable conversation between my parents. They were arguing, but what they were saying was beyond me. A draft of cold September air washed over me, and I shivered. It was wrong. All of this was so wrong. What just happened? What did he mean my fate is cursed? And why can't Jack come home? Why won't he take us to him? Something stirred deep within me, and I struggled to find my breath. Darkness was overwhelming what little light remained, and everything inside of me went cold. Tune in next week for the next chapter of Kidnapping Grimm. Thanks.